It is Friday. Oh shit, I'm lying. Well, when you guys see this video, it's gonna be Friday, April 15th. How does it feel to see my beautiful face on this lovely Friday? How does it feel? So I did go through a little bit of a mental crisis and I dyed part of my hair, but I have really good news. I'm not gonna be staying like this. I will be going all the way black again in a couple days, but I have a really cute outfit planned that I'm gonna do a photo shoot in. I'm really excited for you guys to see that. Really excited because I've never worn anything like this before and you guys are gonna be like, who is she? But it's the last time I'm gonna wear an outfit like this. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about DV, which if you don't know what that is domestic violence. And then we're also going to be talking about panic disorder. One of my supporters wanted me to talk about it. I also have panic disorder, so I can speak on it, as well as domestic violence. I have been in those situations as well. So both things I can speak on and talk freely about. Do you want to go out? You want to go in or not? Out? Okay. So, in or out? Are you thinking about it? Alright. Toodles. See you later. I got my water. It's time. It is time to talk. First, I want to give all my love out to anybody who does go through or has gone through DV or who is experiencing panic disorder or who has gone through it. That's always what I want to say first, because I literally, when I used to pray, I would always pray for those who are going through things eternally or mental wise that they feel like they have no control over, because both of these things you do have a lot of control over. With domestic violence and those relationships, at first it's never really there. You know, you meet somebody and they mask themselves as this wonderful person who has a lot of manners and who's really good with kids and who just has a lot of love, and then later on you see that that's not actually the person that you're with at all. And by that time it's usually already too late, because you're locked into the violence and to the abuse. Getting into those relationships and staying in them usually is stemmed from a lack of love in your childhood. And when you don't get a lot of love, maybe from a father or a mom or whoever, or even if you grew up around that environment and you kind of are trained to believe that that is okay, that is also another thing that can lead you into a situation like that. When you're in an abusive relationship, you always find yourself holding on to the hope of, maybe this person will change, and maybe if I stay a little bit longer they'll change, and maybe if I love them a little bit harder that'll make them also change. You always are just, what if, like, what if I do this and what if I do that, then they might, and you hold on to a lot of hope for this person, but the hope actually is not in this person at all. It's the hope of the person that you want them to be. You're holding on to hope of the person that you want them to be. And one thing that I really stand by in this life and for all the lives to come is that when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Nothing you say, nothing you do, no amount of love or gestures that you do will make them love you differently. You know, who someone is that's on them, and that has nothing to do with you. Nothing that you do will change that. The only time someone will change their ways and their behavior and their love language or however they are, the only person that can change that is them. And everyone learns at different paces, everyone grows at a different pace, everyone develops at a different pace, especially men and women. So you have to really let that other person grow on their own and learn on their own. And if that means that they have to do that without you because of their mistakes, then that's what it has to be. Letting go is never an easy process, especially in an abusive relationship. Abusive relationships, because you guys go through so much trauma together, that creates a trauma bond. Now, when you have a trauma bond, it's attachment. It's a severe attachment that is really hard to let go of. And in that attachment comes brainwash. And trauma bonds, abusive relationships, those both have brainwash really in both of them. And that means that you have literally been brainwashed into this relationship for such a long period of time that this is now normal to you. And the thought of being without them, even for your own safety, drives you crazy, because you're so used to being with this person, maybe even being abused by this person, but the thought of being without them, you'd rather like not do that. You'd rather suffer with them than have to be alone, which also stems from lack of love in a childhood. So it's really up to the person in the relationship to do the work to let go. And sometimes leaving is not that easy. Sometimes, you know, threats come with that and danger comes with that, but you have to do what you have to do by any means to get out of that situation. And you have to want better for yourself. That's where it starts. You have to really undo the brainwashing and see what's happening in that moment and realize, okay, this is not safe for me. This is not good for me. This is not healthy for me. Not only is it not healthy for you in that moment, but you're gonna have to suffer. You're gonna have to suffer and deal with long-term effects later on, which that leads me to actually panic disorder. Panic disorder leads from anxiety, and it stems from anxiety. If you've ever had a panic attack, the symptoms are, you know, the regular symptoms, I would say, of a, let's say, type 1 panic attack. Type 1 panic attack would be kind of the lower, like not as bad. That's fast heart rate. You feel like you can't swallow, like you're kind of being like choked or something. Tingly fingers, a dry mouth, be fogginess, like you feel like your brain's kind of foggy. That is kind of like a type 1 panic attack, and it only lasts for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes even. Now with, like, we'll call it a type 2 panic attack. Type 2 panic attacks are the more severe ones. Those are the ones where you have the first set of symptoms, but you also have the feeling like you're going crazy, the feeling that it's going to last forever and you're never going to get out of it, the feeling that it's a fight or flight. At that point, you are really, really in fight or flight mode. Everybody has it in every situation, or if you're in a dangerous situation or you're in an uncomfortable situation, you have a fight or flight. The fight obviously is self-explanatory, that you want to fight it and you want to get out of it, and the flight is you will do anything to escape the situation. Now, when you're in a panic attack, your body doesn't know the difference if it's in danger or not. It doesn't know that you're just having a panic attack. It feels, you know, your fingers tingling, it feels your heart rate, your heart beating really fast. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is try and get out of it. And when I tell you it takes a lot of brain strength to get yourself out of a really severe panic attack, I'm not kidding. And when you actually are having a panic attack, your body is pretty much 80% to even higher percentage of adrenaline. So if you've had a panic attack before and you've had one that lasts maybe like a couple hours, I've had a panic attack that lasted literally like days. I didn't sleep, I didn't eat, I felt like I was really going crazy. And when you're having a panic attack, your body is using so much adrenaline that when you're done, you feel like you've been wiped of energy. You're so tired, you can't really think properly, you just want to go to sleep. That's also like a really common thing. I was just adding that in there. It could be triggered from literally anything. And that's the tricky part, is you don't really know what causes it. Because sometimes there is no brink of anxiety before a panic attack. Sometimes it just hits out of nowhere and you're like, okay, this is happening. So my advice for, you know, living with panic disorder or living through a panic attack or getting through a panic attack is your thoughts in the midst of a panic attack is by far 100% hands down the most important thing. When you're in the middle of a panic attack, you have the feeling of impending doom, and those thoughts, for example, I'm having a panic attack right now, I'm thinking and I'm going, this is going to last forever, I can't breathe, why do I feel like this, I feel like I'm going crazy. Those are all thoughts that you have to be very, very conscious of and go, no. Like you have to stop them. It takes a lot of brain power, but you can do it. So when you're in a panic attack and you feel, you know, the things that you're feeling, the sensations, the uncomfortability, you have to really remind yourself in that moment, breathe. And that might sound very cliche, but a lot of people, when they are in a panic attack, they forget to breathe. They kind of hold their breath. And I used to do that a lot. Actually, I would be like, without even realizing it, which would make it worse. So a trick when you're in a panic attack is to breathe twice, like, and hold, and then release. So, and then release. It sends immediate triggers to your brain to remind it, okay, let's go to a calm, relaxed state. It slows your blood flow a little bit. It calms everything down. It brings your feeling back in your finger. It brings your coherentness to astray again. Close your eyes and really, really, really think like, I'm going to be okay. I've been through this before. I'm strong. I'm calm. I'm going to get through this. Literally repeat so many positive affirmations in your head in that moment that you're starting to get irritated. And you'll see that once you start saying this to yourself, your body reacts to what your mind says, literally. So if you go, oh, I'm uncomfortable right now, I'm freaking out, your body's going to start getting shaky and you're going to get scared. But when you're in your mind, like, I'm calm, I'm strong, I'm going to be okay, your body's also hearing it and your mind's listening, and it goes, oh, we are going to be okay. We're calm. And you'll see that your shakes will start going away, and you'll feel like you can breathe again, and you'll feel like you don't have such a tight throat and you can swallow again, and it'll calm down a little bit. After you're done with a panic attack, it's also really important to congratulate yourself for getting through it. Keep those positive affirmations going. I personally have panic disorder and anxiety really bad, so I don't take medications for it. I don't believe in medications for anxiety and panic disorder, but that is my personal opinion. If your brain is strong enough to make you feel so uncomfortable and so upset and so out of control, your brain is also very powerful enough to make yourself feel like the strongest person there is. If you can think it in here, you can do it. It's all thought. It's all your thought patterns. That's the most important thing. You have to keep a really good sense of thoughts and what you tell yourself and everything like that. But if you do go through this, I want you to know that you are going to be okay, and it's not something that lasts forever. It's a very momentary thing. It feels like forever. It does. It feels like forever, and it's very, very traumatizing. I will say it is really traumatizing, but you just have to strengthen your brain. You have to build really thick skin, and it gets easier. It gets easier. There's always going to be days where, you feel a little bit more anxious than others. There's going to be days where you might have a little panic attack. There's going to be days where you're upset and you're sad and you wake up and you're just like, you know what, today's not a good day. And that is okay. It's natural. Panic disorder is a bodily thing. It's something that happens. It's just your brain is confused whether it's in danger or not. So you just have to really train your brain and train your body into realizing when you're in a safe place and when you're not. It's hard. I'm not going to say that it's easy. I have dealt with this for years, and it's horrible. I would never wish this upon my worst enemy, but it's doable, and it gets tiring, and there's going to be weeks where you're going through anxiety and you don't know why. Those are the times where you're going to want to give up and just stop trying. But those are also the times where you have to push 50 times harder. You have to show yourself that you can do this. You have to show yourself that you are strong enough to overcome this. You have to show yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody goes through what you go through. Nobody lives your life. Nobody is inside of your mind, and nobody is inside of your body. So it's up to you to prove to yourself how strong you really are. At the end of the day, it's you versus you. It's you versus you, and that's always going to be how it is. The one thing that helps me in my day-to-day life is realizing that I'm the strongest person I've ever met. And when you think with that mentality, it'll get you really far. You are capable of so many things, and you have to believe that. It gets hard to believe in yourself. And I know there's people who try and motivate others and be like, oh yeah, I believe in myself every day. That's a lie. They're lying. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you that, but there is going to be days where you don't believe in yourself, and it's going to be hard to pick yourself back up. But again, like I said earlier, those are also the days where you have to push yourself 50 times harder to remind yourself that you're going to be okay. And when I say push yourself, I don't mean push yourself to an uncomfortable state. I mean push yourself mentally
and discipline your mind into remembering that you are the strongest person in your life.
And yeah, I hope that this video helped some of you guys, or at least a few. I hope it touched some hearts. And yeah, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. If I can do it, you can do it, and you're not alone. There's millions of people who go through this too. Some of them don't make it, and that's also a thing to remember, but you're gonna make it. You are. If you don't follow my Instagram or my socials, I'm gonna leave them right here. I am about to finish tax season, so as soon as that, well, my taxes, so as soon as that is over with, my podcast will be worked on, and it'll most likely be up and running in the next month or so. That's what I'm aiming for. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated on my Instagram, and yeah, I love you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss a video from me. I will no longer be doing just like Tuesday and Fridays. Fridays are my set days for my mental health talks, but Tuesdays and really honestly any other day I will be posting. So you just have to have your post notifications on so you don't miss anything. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.